everyone, welcome to American Literature Show, where stories come alive. I'm your host, Ginny.
And I'm Ariana. Today we're talking about realism. It might sound boring, but it's actually about real life. Normal people and their everyday problems.
And to make it more fun, we have invited three legendary guests. First, Mark Twain, then Henry James, and final Amber Beers. Each of them is here to share one of their classic works with us.
Hi, my name is Mark Twain. My real name is Samuel Clemens. I'm a writer and humorist known for telling stories about normal people, often with a sharp twist of humor. One of my early hits was the Celebrate Jumping Frog of Calaveras County, a silly tale about a frog jumping contest gone wrong. I like to write the way people talk, using humor, dialect, and a bit of social criticism to show the truth about life in my time.
Hello everyone, my name is Henry James, and I'm an American-born writer who spent much of my life in Europe. I've always been fascinated by the way people think, feel, and behave, especially when they move between cultures. That's what inspired me to write stories like Daisy Miller, where an American girl travels in Europe and faces all sorts of judgments and misunderstandings.
Hi, I'm Ambrose Bierce. I was born in Ohio in 1842. I fought in the Civil War. After that, I became a writer. War changed me, and I wrote about how cruel and sad it is. People say my stories are dark and cold. That's true. I don't write happy stories. I want to show the truth. My most famous story is an occurrence at Our Great Bridge. It's about a man who dreams he escapes death, but in the end he dies. It shows how people fear death and dream of escape. I use simple, serious words. I mix real life and imagination. I want readers to feel the truth even when it hurts. Thank you.
Thanks for everyone's introduction. And I want to ask the first question. According to your work of realism, what ideas do you want to pass to the readers?
Okay, through my story, The Celebrate Jumping Frog of Calaveras County, and my realist style, I want readers to notice the humor in everyday life and the truth behind it. I use simple language, real voices, and a bit of exaggeration to show how people act, how they lie, how they boast and get fooled and still laugh it off. Even a funny frog story says something real, that human nature is full of pride, trickery, and absurdity. I just put a little humor on top to help the truth go down easier.
Well, what I really want to do is guide readers to slow down and pay attention to the details of human behavior. In real life, people don't always say what they mean, and sometimes they don't even know what they feel. That's the kind of truth I try to capture. I'm not just writing about events, I'm writing about the way people misunderstand each other, judge each other, or hesitate to speak their hearts. Through characters like Daisy Miller, I want readers to ask, who decides what's proper, and why do we rush to judge others who don't fit in? I believe realism is powerful because it shows that life is complicated. And that's okay. There's beauty in ambiguity. So if my writing makes you slow down, reflect, or even change how you see people, I've done my job.
In my stories, I want readers to see the truth, no matter how dark or painful it is. Life is not always fair or beautiful. War is not full of glory. People are not always good. I use realism to show how the world really works, not how we wish it to be. I hope readers will open their eyes, think more deeply, and not to be fooled by lies or pretty stories. Reality may be cold, but it is honest.
That's really interesting. I'm wondering, do you hope readers will see the real world a bit differently after reading it?
Well, after reading my stories, I hope readers can start to look at the world with sharper eyes and maybe a bit more humor. I want them to see the nonsense we often accept without question, the lies we tell, the unfairness we ignore, and the way people try to outsmart each other, like in that Farah story. If my writing makes people laugh and think twice about what's really going on around them, then I've done something worthwhile.
I hope that after reading my stories, readers will become a little more sensitive, more aware of the small, quiet moments that shape human relationships. I want readers to ask themselves, do I really understand the people around me, or am I just assuming things based on the appearance or social rules? Maybe after reading my work, someone might hesitate before judging a person too quickly, or choose to listen more closely, or see others with a bit more empathy. That's the kind of quiet change I believe in. Not loud, not immediate, but deeply human.
I hope readers will stop seeing the world through rose-colored glasses. Life is not a fairy tale. It's full of pain, lies, and sudden death. I want people to question what they believe about world, about justice, about human nature. If my stories make them feel uncomfortable, that's good. Sometimes the truth is ugly, but we must face it. Only then can we understand the world as it really is.
So today, we have met three masters of realism, each with their own unique style. Even though they all wrote short stories and are considered realist writers.
Right, Twins uses humor to reveal a funny side of human nature. Henry James observes society closely to expose its pressures. And Ambrose Bierce shows us the harsh reality of death and illusion with a darker tone.
To me, realism isn't only about realistic stories, it's more about being real with how the world actually works, even when it's confusing or full of contradictions.
Exactly. And that's what makes realism so powerful and timeless.
Thank you all for listening. We hope you enjoy diving into realism with us today.
Yes, thanks so much for joining. Can't wait to see you next time for more great stories and conversations.
Take care and see you soon. Bye bye.